Hey everybody, Pip from Premier Team Builder here. Thanks again for tuning in to another one of our videos. As always, if you haven't, please like and subscribe, share this video, hit the bell icon to notify yourselves of any time we've got some new information coming up. And if you have any questions, our contact details are below, our social media links are also below. We would love to hear from you. Today we want to talk to you about the benefits of developing your team to the point that they leave your organization. Now, I speak with a lot of companies about this, and there are some people out there who always say, if I spend this money and time in developing my team, they're just going to eventually one day leave. And there is a strong possibility that yes, your team member could one day leave. But is that actually a bad thing? Now, if you're having a mass exodus of staff because you're not developing your people, you've got horrible morale and no one wants to stay with your company, yes, that is a bad thing. We all know that is a bad problem. But if you're spending time and money and growing your employees and to the point where they eventually move on to bigger and better things, that is not actually a bad thing. Through this process of developing staff, your team is going to grow and develop. You yourself are going to develop as you discover new ways of developing your team, new training techniques. It's going to keep you on the forefront of your skills. It's actually going to benefit you personally a lot as well. Also, your team is going to feel valued because they know there's going to be an equal opportunity, or at least an opportunity for them to get some sort of personal development because they want to get better at what they do. There are very, very few people who are completely complacent and happy with exactly the skill level they have. With YouTube, this platform here, there are people constantly out there watching videos on how to do things differently, on how to develop themselves. So I'm sure your team itself have people who want to grow and develop. So if you can improve their morale and the overall workplace morale by investing within your team, it's only going to make your life better. You're going to get these brand new skills brought in. Yes, you're going to make mistakes and invest the wrong skills or the wrong money with the wrong people. Those are growing things. Those are growing pains. We all have to make mistakes to learn. But if you don't ever try to develop your team, you're not learning. Also, if this becomes a repetitive habit where you invest money, put someone through some new programs, they develop their skills, and a few years later they move on to bigger and better things. If this becomes a habit, eventually those bigger things are going to recognize you as a wealth of knowledge, and it's going to really make your company look better. What I mean by this, years ago, and depending on where you are, and depending on your age, the level of training McDonald's used to give or gives their employees. I remember when I first started in business, we were always told, if you see McDonald's on somebody's resume, put them aside because you need to look closer because that person has received some amazing training. McDonald's is a fast food chain, but for a lot of businesses, they knew the quality of training, the quality of people that they were developing within their organization. I've hired countless people who've worked at McDonald's who eventually usurped me and taken over my position because they had that management training from McDonald's. You yourself could become that company. Now, you might have a hard time saying, all right, great, so these bigger companies realize that everyone I'm producing, they could eventually take. But what that means is everyone below who wants to get to the top needs to come to you. You are the middleman for people who are wanting to work for you because they know that working for you is going to be the stepping stone. If you can acknowledge as a business that you are a small to medium enterprise and that you are a stepping stone onto bigger and better things, what's wrong with that? You're going to have people coming to you with their resumes saying, hire me. I want to work with you because I know you're going to do great things for me. And I want to do great things for you because I want to eventually leave you to go here. I personally believe that if a business has a great reputation for development of their staff, positive morale, workplace ethics, you're going to have people applying to work for you regardless of positions being advertised. When you post a job, there are going to be people who are going to apply for your job because they need a job. What you really want to be looking for is people who are applying to work with you because they want to work with you. And by developing your team currently so they move on to bigger and different things is only going to make you that funnel. And everyone's going to need to come to you after they've done their diploma, their trade, whatever it might be, come to you to then move on. So you're that next step. And everyone needs to come to you. And if you can maintain this level of awesome, if you can develop these great people and happily, and this is a big issue, happily allow people to move on and not be bitter about this, they're going to come back to you in a different way. What I mean by this is rather than being bitter and childish and saying, I've spent blammo dollars on you to develop you and now you're leaving me, you sound like a jilted ex. You sound like a child. Be mature about it and say, fantastic, I'm so glad you found the next level in your career. If you're happy where you are, fantastic. Doesn't mean everyone's going to be happy where they are working for you because that might not be their end goal. But if you're able to say, fantastic, high five, shake their hand, say, I will give you a reference letter. Don't even have them ask you, say, I will have a letter of reference for you, right away. Even though you're not looking for a job, keep it in you because I think you're going to do some great things. When that person moves on to the next bigger thing, if they need to find somebody smaller than their company or perhaps a different level of business or different industries, but there's some overlap, they're going to come back to you as a potential customer as well. And I've seen this before from businesses where they've lost somebody who they thought was very valuable, and then a few years later that person came back as a customer and it ended up being a major customer of theirs because they knew the quality of people that they were going to be working with, the quality of work, the respect, and what that business really was. And this is how we can grow our business over a long-term game. Yes, it does take time and patience, and it might not be within your lifetime, but if you're developing your team's cultural plan, your business plan on team development, always consider and actively push to have people leave onto bigger and better things by you developing their skills, because they're going to come back or they're going to recommend you to somebody who's looking for a new job or whatever it might be. It's all positive and it's nothing negative. Yes, you're spending money on development, but it's going to pay off tenfold in countless other areas by referrals, by the productivity they bring. They might not leave because they feel so valued by you. They become loyal to you, which is a big issue where a lot of businesses don't feel any employee loyalty. If you can be loyal to them and say, here, I'm going to send you to this course, I'll see you in a week. Then you bring them back and you continue to be loyal, they're going to be loyal to you as well. It's going to pay off. It's going to be a really worthwhile thing for you and your company. So when you consider, should I invest in my team? Yes, it's going to pay off. You just got to look at where it's going to pay off. Don't be upset when people leave your company to bigger and better things. Be upset if they're leaving because there's a cultural issue, because you need to have that addressed. But if people are saying, I love what I do here, but I've been offered a new great position, and you see a trend forming, that means you're a middleman and people are funneling through you. And it's also going to help grow your business. Where a lot of people are coming to you and you get recognized as being this amazing, basically training entity. You get more customers coming to you because they know the quality of work. When you hear these big companies are hiring from this place, eventually someone's going to say, hey, why spend that money when I can spend this money? And eventually you're going to be able to charge that because you're going to overtake them by that pure brand awareness of being an awesome place to work. Once again, thank you so much. I hope you've learned something. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Shoot us an email, give us a call. We hope you're doing well, and whatever you're doing, keep on doing it because you guys are awesome. Cheers.